In the previous video, we saw that all humans, animals, plants and entire universe is nothing but the energies of Lord Brahma, who himself is the energy of the Supreme Lord, which is known by different names like Allah, Vishnu, Jesus, etc. In this post, we will learn why living beings die and what happens to them after death. God save you, not science. There are many humans who reject the existence of the Creator and believe only in science and data gathered or confirmed by its canonical methods. How can anyone believe that the only difference between a corpse and a living being is the functioning of organs? And if this is true, then all humans who died by heart attack should be made alive again by making his heart function again. All humans who die by organ failure should be made alive again by replacing the failed organ by an artificial one. The great sage explains this inability of science with this statement. If the Creator wants a particular individual to die, then no one will be able to save him. And if the Creator wants a particular individual to be alive, then even after his death, he will come back alive again. These current technologies like organ transplantation, complex surgical operation is nothing but the will of the God, where he wants to save some of his creation, but before saving, he wants that individual to suffer or to have a death-like experience for the bad karma he did in his life. Science is wrong on what happens after death. According to science, when the person dies, kinetic energy inside the body is converted into potential energy and stays within the body. This energy is then converted into various forms of energy depending upon the decomposition process or body burning process. In every human activity, energy is continuously released by the body into the atmosphere. For example, in breathing also, energy is released from the body continuously. So I find it difficult to believe that all kinetic energy produced by the body stays within the body even after death and nothing is released into the atmosphere. Although this is a possibility, but I find the answers written in Hinduism religious scripture has more convincing since it gives a more detailed explanation. According to Hinduism religious scriptures, when a person dies, some invisible form of energy is released into the atmosphere from the body immediately. This energy is called as soul or Atma. What happens with the soul? There are three possibilities depending upon the karma of the soul. First one, if the soul has gathered enough good karma and is eligible for liberation, then this soul travels across the universe and unites with the Supreme God. Energy released by the Supreme God in the form of soul returns back to him. If the karma of the soul is not good enough for salvation, then this soul travels across the universe in search of a new body. This soul will get the new body according to the karma done by his previous body. That is, if the soul has done very good karma like donation, charity, helping poor, then he will be born in the womb of the mother belonging to the rich and well-respected family. If the soul has done bad deeds like cheating, murder, rape, etc., then he will be born in the womb of the mother belonging to the illiterate, poor or low-caste family. According to Lord Krishna, at the time of death, person realizes the supreme truth. So whatever the person sees at the time just before his death, he will become the same in his next life. So if the person thinks about God, then he will either become demigod or will unite with the supreme God. If he thinks of eating delicious, tasty food, then he will be born as a carnivorous animal in his next life. If he thinks of the people whom he handicapped for money or revenge, then he will be born as handicapped in his next life, and so on. Scientific theory of evolution versus Vedic theory of evolution. Charles Darwin is famous worldwide for his evolutionary theory. According to his theory, one species evolved into another. Thus, one body changes into another. We evolved from the animals, and our closest relatives in the animal kingdom are the monkeys. The Vedic scriptures also states an evolutionary process, but the definition is different from the Charles Darwin. According to Vedic theory, there are 8.4 million different species of living beings in the whole universe. These 8.4 million species are 9 lakh species of aquatic animals, 20 lakh species of plants, 11 lakh species of insects, 10 lakh species of birds, 30 lakh species of beasts, 4 lakh species of human beings. All these species were created by God, and like Charles Darwin theory, we also evolved from the animal, but not by the transformation of the material body, but by continuous transmigration of the soul from one body to another. Transmigration of the soul from one body to another. Every living being, including plants and animals, is a soul covered in a material body. The soul takes one body, then quits it to take another, going through all the various species in the plant and animal kingdom and finally taking a human body. The human body is the highest and most elevated of all earthly bodies. Once we attain the human body, and if we misuse or fail to utilize this body to attain the higher consciousness, then we again fall down into the plant and animal kingdom. Then again we have to go through the entire evolutionary process, moving from one body to the next in the plant and animal kingdom for 8 million births or less, depending upon your karma in your previous birth. After reading this theory in Bhagavad Gita, even the greatest scientists like Albert Einstein didn't deny this possibility and applauded Bhagavad Gita for its value-based teachings. If you are still not convinced with this theory, then you can go through my other videos in which I have explained the creation of the universe more precisely. Following are the verses from Bhagavad Gita on reincarnation and transmigration of soul. It is self-explanatory, you can read it yourself. You can also hear Bhagavad Gita verses in more than 20 languages on my website. Link of the website is given in video description. In this last verse, the cycle of life is clearly explained. From birth comes death, and from death comes birth. Just like in the spring, new buds grow, which blossom into flowers, which then becomes leaves in summer, and in autumn, leaves changes to red and yellow, and then orange, and then fall away to remain dormant in winter, and then begin the entire process again in the next spring. In a similar way, the soul enters new bodies and go through its season of infancy, youth, maturity and old age, and at the end of its cycle, soul is born again into a new body to repeat the same process again. This is an inevitable automatic process of the material world. The process governs the cycle of birth and death, which no living being can escape. Below are some more quotes from Hinduism scriptures on reincarnation and soul. You can read it to yourself, it is self-explanatory. At the end, this poetry from Swatra Upanishad summarizes the whole process of reincarnation. Thus, reincarnation actually makes a lot of sense as the theory of continuous life and death. If consciousness is an energy, it cannot just disappear when we die. The body dies, but that conscious energy has to go somewhere, maybe into a new body, or merge with the consciousness of God. That's the law of conservation of energy. We are more than physical bodies, operating according to the laws of physics and chemistry. We, the conscious self, are inherently connected to the greater self, and this eternal inherent connection is totally transcendental to matter. All living beings have free will to either ignore this connection or to recognize it, thus attaining liberation or repeating the cycle of birth or death. That's it in this video. Keep watching for more such videos. Thanks for watching. If you like the video, then please like, share and comment, and don't forget to subscribe my channel.